you have to have scale as a musician, period. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How many people do you think need to hear you for you to sell 1,000 tickets in a city you've never been to? You just simply have to have scale. If you just want, if you just want to run a business without scale, you can have a local business with a product that costs more, but there's so much availability, and this is a sexy art form. Like, this is a sexy job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on, y'all? This is Cruz with Cruise Control Radio. We here again at home, helping our music evolve.
Yes, sir.
We got the guys in the background, Swayze the Kid.
Yo.
Virtues. Oh, we should have mic'd up Virtues too. But today, man, listen, we got a spitter in the building. He was wearing a mink hat. Was that mink?
It was.
All right, so it's mink. We just gonna run with it.
It was a bobcat.
It was a bobcat.
No.
Okay. We got Nate Rose in the building, man. What's going on?
Let's go. Hey, you got a sound thing, or are you going bam, bam, bam
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
We're
done, dude. We're done. That's the introduction I needed. I expected that much from Cruise Control Radio, bro. What's good?
What's up, man?
What's good?
You know what? I think when I told you that Logan told us that your name was Nate Ross, because I was about to say Nate Ross just now.
Yeah.
I think it was me.
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? You was wearing like chinchilla on your head. That was fire.
Yeah, it's just the style I had, bro. I like these like fisherman caps, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about this video you posted.
Oh, you're talking about the whole Russian joint.
The Russian joint, yeah.
Dude. I forgot what that hat's called. I don't know.
That
No,
was
bro, that's
fire.
just out. I just looked at it and I was like, that's bold. I'm gonna wear it.
Yeah, that's fire. So
You know what I'm saying?
how important? I'm gonna just get right into it.
Please.
How important is quality content to you?
Quality content?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by quality?
Quality, as in
Like, you're
looks-
talking about content as far as like social content?
Yeah, so because now if you're an artist, you have to be a content creator.
Yeah, for sure.
So
If you want to maximize your chances, for sure.
yeah,
So I would say that it depends on what your goals are.
mm-hmm.
If you just want to blow up at all costs, it might not be that. It might not be that because that's not the expectation.
yeah,
The expectation on social media is authenticity for the stuff that really, really does well. There's just a lot of content I'm not willing to make. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really willing to do the sketch content, like the sitting in the studio, like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody walks in. I'm sure you've seen videos like that, but that stuff's conducive to keeping someone engaged and whatever, but it doesn't align with my brand and like what I'm trying to do. Secondly, I also kind of come from I co-own a media company.
Oh, dope.
So I've been doing video for over a decade as well.
That's fire.
And so for me, like, the visual is part of the art.
Mm-hmm.
It's a separate type of art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like I can't justify not having a visual because it's like I like to do both of these things.
Right.
So for me to just make content simply for the sake of blowing up, I feel like would be inauthentic to what I'm trying to do. So I think it's important to some degree. The some level of quality is important, but it doesn't have to be movie magic, you know. But for me, it's like I'm trying to make beautiful images.
Right.
Also,
So
shout
do you
out
feel like
my partner David Pearsall.
I was gonna say, do you shoot your own content, or your partner like helps you shoot that, or?
Yeah, so my business partner is David Pearsall, best DP in Nashville. He's unbelievable. We actually went to high school together.
Dope.
But we've owned our company, 12 Bishop, which is our media arm is Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
We've owned our company we merged in 2020, so we're going on 4 years. We do a lot of music videos, a lot of stuff in the comedy space. But yeah, he basically is the visual arm of my brand. And we found a way to kind of work things out and leverage things where we have this ecosystem where he can get creative, and I trust his creative vision on a lot of things.
Dope.
And so yeah, he's providing the video, you know what I'm saying, and I do other things, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it kind of all comes together like that.
Are you from Nashville?
I grew up in East Tennessee near Chattanooga.
Okay.
So a town called Cleveland, Tennessee. You know what I mean?
You know what? All right,
You know somebody from Cleveland?
No, but what I was gonna say is, are you from Ohio? So it's just crazy that Cleveland was still like.
I give off Ohio vibes,
You give
bro.
Ohio.
Bro, don't disrespect me like that again. But Nate, Virtues, talk to him.
Get your boy.
Talk to him, bro. I'm not like, I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So to pull up on me
So,
like that is crazy.
I don't know. It's like, you give me like like up north, kind of like more.
I was born in Illinois.
All right, y'all, listen. Today's episode is brought to you by Home, helping our music evolve. Listen, do you make music? Are you looking for a place where you can perfect your sound, learn about the biz, and get heard by industry professionals? Listen, man, ever dream of having your own pro studio space where you can create anytime you want, 24/7, without breaking the bank? Listen, if so, you can check out Home, helping our music evolve. It's Nashville's only 24/7 music hub, and it's a game-changing opportunity for you to grow your career alongside other ambitious and talented homies. Join Home today to gain access to beautiful, state-of-the-art studios, rehearsal space, co-working, and recreation areas, man. Listen, this is where we do our podcast, and it is perfect. But listen, y'all, it's not just about the space. Home membership comes packed with perks, not them ones you be on. But listen, you'll get access to monthly pitch sessions. These are incredible opportunities to get heard by who? Top music industry executives from labels, publishers, management, booking, and sync agencies. This is so important, y'all. Plus, you'll get support and feedback from high-level producers who know exactly how to polish your sound to perfection. And if you're not in Nashville, it's cool. My people out in Allentown, people in Pennsylvania, listen, it's cool. You can still attend pitch and feedback sessions, mentoring meetings, and exclusive workshops through Home's online platform. So listen, today, do yourself a favor, y'all. Go to homeformusic.org to learn more about how you can become a member of this vibrant community, man. That's homeformusic.org. Become a homie, and let's take over the industry together. Now back to the episode.
Is it because I don't have a Southern accent?
I think that's what it is.
It's weird. I don't.
You don't.
I mean, I probably do to somebody who like is bona fide from the North.
Yeah.
But I don't hear a ton of Southern twang.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And so, when did you want to? Because you said were you a media first before, or were you doing it all at the same time?
Well, it's interesting. Technically, I started doing videos first.
Okay.
But this was in like 7th to 8th grade. I filmed a lot of videos of me skateboarding. I would do these like vlog type content, and then I started making funny sketches. Then I fell in love with music. And then when I really got serious with video was purely to leverage the music. So I got good at Photoshop and Premiere. And, you know, I learned video editing and all sorts of different things in order to support my career, because I was from a city where I didn't have the level of resources, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There weren't that many people that could do Photoshop or whatever. And, you know, at the time, the people that I did know that could do it well, I couldn't afford because I didn't have bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 15 years old or whatever.
Right.
I can't pay $100 for a single cover or something. So, by necessity, I just learned how to do it myself.
And you taught yourself on YouTube University?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, man, back then there wasn't quite as much on YouTube.
Yeah.
As there is now. I mean, now it's like you literally have no excuse.
Yeah, you
like,
can type in anything.
just learn. just go on there and just learn things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be competent.
I tell people all the time, like, you got so much information at the tip of your finger, and you'd rather look at.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, this is nice too. I guess
if
that's what you're into,
it's cool. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
If you're not into,
if you're not into, learn something. Become competent. You know what I'm saying. Then you can podcast. Then you can get on the Cruise Control podcast, bro. Get like me.
Get like me, bro. Funny
man.
Shit.
But I used to. Back then, it was like when I was learning how to do the music stuff. I was on this site called Audio Tuts. So it was Audio Tuts Plus, and I was trying to find any resource that I could. Okay. Ended up going to MTSU for music business, and so then there was a little bit more of a structured education around some of the music business concepts. But yeah, I've always just been. It's like if I'm passionate about something, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And you know, luckily, I found my passion at 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the one. You know what I'm saying? So and here we are.
That's hard.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So you said music business at MT. Were you in the RIM program?
I was, yeah.
I graduated 2015 audio production.
17.
17. Yep.
You might have seen me around campus, bro.
Probably. I was
rapping on campus all the time, bro.
I wouldn't doubt you. I was just an introvert and like just go to camp, like go to class and do my thing. So, but I would believe it.
Yeah, I used to rap in the quad all the time, like rap battle people. I was getting in I was playing hella shows on campus, like all that. Yeah.
You know what? Now that you say that, your name does sound familiar, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not even trying to
No,
cap.
so I used to go by Illuminate. That's
that. You know me.
Yeah,
you know me.
Turn up. No, telling you, okay, you changed, bro. It's been a while.
I did. I switched up. I grew a beard, bro. Yeah, I got clout now, bro.
Exactly. I know. Yeah, you've always. You know
what would have been funny?
That's wild.
Bro, you know what would have been funny as shit if he was like, nah, that was never my name. You'd be like, oh, shit.
Recognize it a little bit now.
It's him. Yeah, the energy's always had this like, yeah. That's crazy.
Ohio energy.
Yeah, no,
that's crazy.
No, definitely.
You gonna run with it?
Appreciate you.
No, that's so crazy.
Appreciate you, bro. Matter of fact, we might have to squab after
he said, "No, don't put that on me." That's
crazy.
This guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit.
Fire, bro.
Yep.
So yeah, no, that's dope. So is that something that you would set up, or were you like requested, or did you like make them request you like on campus to perform?
Oh, bro, I've always been trying to market my music. Like even in high school, I used to spend my weekends going to neighboring malls and taking studio headphones and business cards. Mm-hmm. I would design a business card and I would get 2,000 of them printed. I would be like, I'm gonna move these in the next 2 months.
Yeah.
And so I would go. I'm talking like 16 years old, driving an hour to like this. To like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
do guerrilla
insane.
marketing in a city.
That's one thing I remembered about him. He just always had, like, he was his own street team.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I even do some of that stuff today, bro. I'll still with,
it's
you
still
know,
good to do
with, you know, 100 million streams, like I'll still do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
This is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
But yeah, sorry, go back to your question was, like you're talking about playing shows on campus.
I forgot this.
No, you're good. You're good.
What, did they request you or did you just?
So I did a lot of the guerrilla marketing. Like when I'm talking about rap battles or freestyle on campus, that was just me having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of homies and we used to rap all the time and just challenge each other. I had a big Bluetooth speaker I used to rap on.
Yeah.
But as far as the shows, there was a time before I was working the streaming and all that, where I was primarily focused on making sure my mark was made on campus, and so I was heavily focused on booking shows. Yeah. I had one semester where I did like 30 shows in a semester.
In a semester?
Yeah, every little festival booking. I was opening for Yin Yang Twins and Twista and all sorts of stuff at this club called Tempt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember Tempt.
I remember.
Yeah. So I opened for a lot of people there, and then my senior year, bro, I started getting paid for shows. So I was doing like frat shows, and my biggest show was at the University of Southern Mississippi. I co-headlined with Carrie Hilson.
Wow.
So that was the first time I got like a pretty serious check for the time. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, like, but now, less shows now just on account of not having an agent and not having the bandwidth to do that part of the business myself. I got too much going on.
So now you're like, so back then you had an agent, you had management?
No. Back then, though, that was my primary focus, so I could just do it.
Oh, got you. I
could just drive it. Like, I could book my own shows now. It's just the logistics of everything. It's a lot. Really? You have to go source the venues that it would be possible to go to. Mm-hmm. You got to figure out rough routing. Then you have to send emails, follow up with those emails, get information, send them sizzle reels, make a pitch. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then they get back. Then you got to fit dates in where it makes sense. Then let's say you lock, 3, 4, 5 dates in, you know what I'm saying? Cool. Now I have to be my own tour manager. So it's
now you're doing it all over again. Are
we staying there? I gotta make the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta like I'm not just popping up there doing songs. I'm a real artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta like plan the show and make it engaging. So it's it's just a lot. It's definitely an area that I really want to be. Like, I love performing. It's probably my favorite thing to do. Mm-hmm. However, it doesn't, like, the other places in which I'm making money now have to take my time because that's where, those require watering, and it's like, this is what's working right now. Right. And I feel like if I hit a certain scale, like, that's going to happen, but I haven't quite gotten there yet.
So right now, are you management, or are you just fully independent, everything?
Fully independent, bro.
That's fine.
Young music business student, you know what I'm saying?
But you understand the business, though, so it's like, you ain't going to go for anybody just trying to be like...
That's true. That's true. I think I'm not anti-management. Mm-hmm. I have a team. Like, I put a team together for things. Obviously, I told you about my video person.
Yeah.
With this album that I'm working on, I have, I'm hiring a publicist, actually, for the first time ever.
Wow.
And then... I've got people doing singles. I've got merchandise designers, and also merchandise fulfillment, separate person for that. So, even with the creation of the project, I had producers that I flew in for this writing camp, and we did a whole thing. Wow. So I'm not solo. But I delegate in the places where I feel it's necessary.
Right.
If I had a manager, or if I was to get into a management situation, I'm very clear on where I'm trying to go.
Right.
And like the career direction, I don't need advice on that front.
Yeah.
So it's not like a day-to-day or like what I need is a button pusher. I need somebody who can get me into rooms, because I'll take it from there. Mm-hmm. So.
No, and that's good that you have it, because what a lot of artists need is that aspect of understanding the business, mm-hmm. because it shows in just, you know, overviewing your Instagram. That's basically your EPK now, is your Instagram. Yep. So I go through that, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, you're a professional artist. You understand what people want to see. You understand your audience. Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to feel like, okay, this is what my audience wants, so I'm going to give them that?
Yeah, well, actually, the audience is never in mind. I just want to do what's authentic to me.
That's fire.
And I would say that process is never ending, mm-hmm. which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I will say I feel like I'm the past like year or two, my entire purpose around my music has changed, and my perspective on life has been shifted a lot. Mm-hmm. But a quick anecdote to kind of illustrate this point. We have a comedian client that we work with a lot on the video side, named Josh Wolf, mm-hmm. and real successful. I think he's 53 now, but he's been famous for, like, he was on Chelsea Lately he was like a co-host on that for years. So he was like famous on television and things like that, right? So he's had mm-hmm. success for a long period of time, 30 plus years as a host and a comic. And mm-hmm. one day he was over at the house when we were shooting some content, and we're just chatting it up with him, and he was just like, man, I finally feel like I'm in a place where I am making the comedy that is me.
Wow.
At 53. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like that, and knowing that I've had iterations of that throughout my entire career as well, it was actually great to hear, because I was like, this is amazing mm-hmm. that we get to just have an endless supply of growth.
Right.
If you just enjoy the journey of growing as an artist and you're constantly pursuing the highest level of art that mm-hmm. can be made, the entire process is just like, that's how you enjoy the journey, bro. It's just like, you know, I don't know what I'm going to make in 2 years, but I'm very excited to find out. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. What I came to a realization is life is like, once you stop learning or stop evolving is when, like, you die. Like, not even physically, but like spiritually, like, you just drained. It's like you no longer have no purpose. So it's like,
yeah,
if somebody says like, I feel fulfilled, then they probably not going to keep growing in the area that they want to grow. Because
I actually think you can be fulfilled
mm-hmm.
Or content. I think you can be content,
mm-hmm.
but like I guess my definition of content or fulfilled, though, is the lack of negative emotion around yearning for something in the future. Right? You can be content and fulfilled in the moment and mm-hmm. still be like, but I'm an artist, so I'm like trying to create things.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah. So then I agree with you if you didn't mean it as being content in the moment.
No, it's more gotcha. So like, I don't have nothing else. Like, there's no, like, I've reached my end goal type of thing. Like,
when
you get to that point,
I feel like if that happens for you, if you're a real artist, if that mm-hmm. happens, you've lost your passion for art, though.
Right.
Because like, every artist is like, I'm trying to, like, I have new ideas. It's just ideas are popping into your head. I have things I want to say. Yep. I have messages I want to communicate. I have, stories I want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, naturally, how can I do that in a way that is going to catch people's attention, or do that in a way that feels like fulfilling artistically to me? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's people just continue doing that. If it's in your bones like that, it just happens.
It's going to happen. Yeah. So what brought you to Nashville? College
brought me to MTSU. Then when I graduated, I moved back to East Tennessee for a year, a little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and my now wife,
mm-hmm.
we are like, we want to make it to Nashville eventually.
Yeah.
We were young 20s, and it's like, we want to be in the city.
Yeah.
And so when our jobs actually took us to Nashville, we jumped on the opportunity. We were doing a lot of applying and stuff at the time. So moved up here, and
that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I love the area, so I love Nashville.
And what I love about, I don't even like, this is my first time meeting you, but what I love about your dynamic with your wife is at the wedding you shot a music video. Was that at the actual wedding?
That was at the wedding, yeah.
So it wasn't planned like, oh, after the...
Well, no. So what was interesting was I have a wedding video that it's way overdue. Honestly, I have all the I said I'd edit it myself, and I've just been
see, that's where you
kicking it. I know, facts. But I shot a performance shot.
Yeah.
We literally, I had all the homies out there. I'm like, yo, let's like run the song real quick and do a performance shot, and then I just intercut some of the wedding footage with it. So it was not for that purpose. I didn't like hijack the. I'm like, babe, I got a crazy marketing idea. I know this is your special day, but like it's really about me right now.
Bro, she was vibing to it too.
My wife is the best, bro.
Yeah, and I could tell like the dynamic is there for her to respect you enough, like to say like you're so dope and I believe in what you're doing. Run it, like let's run it. And I've never seen a video like that because it wasn't set up. It's not like, oh, we faked a wet. Like you actually got
real
married.
Life, bro. Like, real life, and I want people to see that. You know what I'm saying? The song's trappy too.
Yeah, that's why it's like, bro,
it's like a juxtaposition, but it's like, yeah, bro, like there's bigger things to life. You know what I'm saying? Check this out.
So what's the and I also wanted to mention you are having a lot of sex currently, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, bro. Like I definitely make sure to hit the quota.
So I don't know if I can mention this, but you were having enough sex that you impregnated your wife.
We produced a child. Depending on when this comes out,
okay,
I'll let you know if we gotta bleep it.
Let me know. I'll chop it out.
Yeah. No. But yeah, man, I got a son on the way.
That's fine.
So I'm very stoked. Due date's October 1st.
That's fine. You dropping the album the same day?
I'm dropping an album along the journey to that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be part of it for sure.
You're mentioning this album though.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about it right now?
We can definitely talk about the album. I'm not going to give away the name or
but, okay.
But yes. What do you want to know?
So I want to know. I was going to ask what it's called, but
okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
I just want exclusive. We like grabbing exclusives. Not going to lie.
Yep.
So what made you say, is this like when you get to this point, like I want to make an album, can you just explain what zone you get into where you're like, all right, it's time to make an album?
Yeah. So this album was a little bit different. So I've done a writing camp in the past. Here, actually, let me step back even further. Historically, used to do everything myself. Used to wear like a chip on my shoulder. I produced all my own stuff. I used to mix and master my own stuff, do my own single art, everything. Like it was like any brand package you saw of me is like, that's all me.
Wow.
And but however, when you want to do things at a higher level, there's people who become more specialized that you can, once you start having some money coming in from music, you can afford to delegate some of those things, but not to mention you reclaim your time. It allows you to focus on things that are more conducive to growth. So that being said, I was having an issue with output at a time, and I was like, all right, cool. Let me outsource my mixes, and so that allowed me to reclaim some time. And eventually, this kind of led to a thing where it's like, I was big on music business, so it was like I need to own my splits. I need to own all my splits. You know what I'm saying, top to bottom. And that has suited me well. I definitely have a lot of songs in my catalog that are generating a lot of revenue as a result of that. However, if I want to elevate to the level of a Travis Scott sonically, it's like, go look at the credits on Sicko Mode. It's like 60 people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's a reason. It's because it's like, okay, cool. Let's get this musician that is the only person that like
specialized in it.
Exactly. So I did a writing camp for my album Pie at the Party. And that was good, but there was some things I needed to change about it. It was the first time I ever did one, so I was very laissez-faire. And then
hold on, what's that? Laissez-faire.
Well, it's like an economic term for essentially free market, government stay out of.
Oh, that's fine.
But
let's remember that one. I need that one.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so this album though, I was like, all right, cool. I have a direction I want to go. I have a group of producers that I want to bring onto this, which I can divulge that information. But and what we're going to do is I'm going to book an Airbnb. I'm going to fly these guys out of LA. We're going to tap in. Before we do that, we're gonna here's a visual mood board of what I want this looks like I want the album to sound like. And then I sent them some production references, and so we hopped on Zoom calls weekly, and it was like, I need beats like this, and so they would send me just loops and demos and things like that, and I'd do a little production here or there as well, and I would just write demos. And then we basically, when it was writing camp week, we came into the camp with a bunch of demos, took them to their endpoint, pre-mix. And so that was the process, man. And how it came about, as far as like, it's just I had a bunch of songs that were around topics that I was passionate about, and I was like, yeah, like I have a few already, but let's expand this, and let's take this product to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great. So you planned that all yourself? Like,
yeah. I secured sponsors this year. DistroKid sponsored it.
Really?
Shout out DistroKid. Yeah. So got sponsors. I had a whole media team there. I hired a chef this year, so all the meals were covered. Shout out CFez.
Wow.
Yeah. So we did it a little bigger, I like to make sure everybody's comfortable. Even if what I'm saying, it, like, the finances on the back end, I could penny pinch. You know what I'm saying? We could have booked a way less nice Airbnb, or we could have done this or not, but ultimately I'm also building relationships with these producers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just want to make everybody feel comfortable,
right?
In a place where they can like really feel good about creating.
And especially because they're like helping you bring this vision to life. It's like,
yeah,
I want y'all to feel how I feel.
Yeah.
So that's dope. That's
sure,
dope,
bro.
Because not a lot of people, but there's people out there that I know personally that will use people and not like show them that love in return.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like
those people don't go very far.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because the thing is game theory, not to get too deep, but essentially, if you make enough enemies, you get no more opportunities. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are like, yeah, I don't mess with that guy.
Yep.
I mean, Logan told you about me. Why would he if I was like, no, I'm not. Right. No, I'm not playing your charity show.
Yep.
Nah, I'm good. I'm too cool for this. I'm too whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not on the pod. You know what I'm saying? Why would he elevate? Exactly. So it's like, yeah, that's a very, very short-term strategy. You better blow up real quick. You know what I'm saying? And just be set for life. You know what I'm saying? Independently.
Yeah.
Because you burn bridges. I mean, the music industry ultimately is a lot smaller than people think it is when you really get down to the movers and shakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you got about 10,000 people that really do this.
Yeah.
And then, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
what do you feel?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
So what do you feel about because I know they like took the whole streaming thing to courts and all this stuff, and they trying to we're fighting over pennies. Yep. What's your view on the streaming dollar?
Yeah, let me dispel just the streaming myth, because I think that there's so much misunderstanding about streaming. You 100% can make money from streaming. You've got a bunch of people who don't understand the business saying this, and the reason why this is important. I'm not lobbying for the streaming companies or anything like that.
Yes,
it's just that Spotify was the first place that I started making real money from, and they're transparent about ways in which you can optimize the algorithm. And this also has nothing to do with the creative side. It literally has to do with hey, pitch your music in advance, and it will be guaranteed to be in all of your followers' release radar playlists. Or, hey, we're going to let you know that if you want to get streaming and discover weekly, we're looking at primarily the save to listener ratio. So how you can benefit that is get a lot of pre-saves. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Boom. Okay, we'll serve it up. And then your music has to be good beyond that point.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a total tangent.
No, that's perfect.
I don't want I see a lot of artists that they're like, oh yeah, 0.3 of a dollar, 0.004 of a dollar, whatever. Like that's crazy. I'm like, you have to have scale it as a musician, period. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How many people do you think need to hear you for you to sell 1,000 tickets in a city you've never been to. You just simply have to have scale. If you just want, if you just want to run a business without scale, you can have a local business with a product that costs more, but there's so much availability, and this is a sexy art form. Like, this is a sexy job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, if you're a producer, a music artist, or an entrepreneur, and you have a service to sell, you gotta use the new platform I'm on, man. Listen, it's called Innadot. You go to innadot.com/cruise, and you can get your membership today. So cheap, only $20 a month. You could build your own website off of it, sell your own merch, do a proud to pay system on there where somebody can pay for whatever they want to pay for on there. Literally, the sky is the limit with this platform, so make sure y'all check it out right now. Innadot.com/cruise. Listen, the link is in the description, in the bio. Make sure y'all tap in, change your life. Oh, and also the biggest part about it is you get sync offers. So if you're an artist and you're looking to get your stuff on Netflix and TV and radio, different type of things, tap in and get your stuff on sync licensing. You get plenty of deals to up to $100,000 per deal. So make sure you tap in. $20 a month, tap the link. Let's go.
I want to just make songs. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of competition. There's very limited bandwidth. And everybody has the choice of who to listen to. I have to outcompete Drake in the marketplace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because why would you listen to my music if you have the option of listening to Drake and Travis Scott?
Right.
Whatever. I gotta push myself creatively. All that to say, I think that what I would like to see out of Spotify, Apple, and all of these major primary streaming services would be an inflation-adjusted streaming bump. I think that that's something that, the government has been printing money to no end, and I think that creators, we basically had the same royalty rate for this entire stretch, and so I think it's becoming a little harder. It's like, if you haven't grown your audience within this 3-year period, you are making way less money just on account of inflation. But as far as the dollar per stream, that's what you're talking about specifically, right?
Well, yeah, like the stream dollar, like,
yes,
because people have a problem with that, saying like it's zero, like you said, 0.00.
Yes. So economics, your end consumer has to be willing to pay a certain amount of money,
right, for
the membership. Spotify currently pays 70% of their revenue to artists, right? So there's this money coming in. You got a $10 a month, you know what I'm saying, subscription fee, cool. 70 cents of that is getting distributed more or less in a pie fashion to simplify it. Essentially, that money gets split out to artists more or less based on, this total pie graph of like how many streams you're getting and whatever.
Right.
One part of that conversation is also getting the cheaters out of the ecosystem, the fake streaming, there was a period of time where people were uploading songs with silence or like.
Really?
Yeah, just 30 seconds. Once you clear 30 seconds, it's a stream. So it's like,
wow.
So all right, cool. We released a 500 song album with 31 seconds of silence on them, and then
it would just run bots
and we just run bots, and we just what I'm saying, collect the money. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's type of stuff happens in the background by people who are able to game the system. I think they need to get better on that front.
Yeah.
But the problem that a lot of artists aren't understanding, they're like, yeah, we want to be paid more. We want to be paid more. The end consumer has to be willing to pay the price for the streaming subscription. And if you bump it up, if you want to get instead of 0.0043, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get a cent per stream, you know what I'm saying? Then you're going to have to increase. I mean, if you're not going to rework the entire business model at Spotify, which that's not going to happen, you're going to have to bump that up. You're going to have to go from $10 to $21 or $22
for the membership.
The fall off of people who are subscribed to that, your average person that's like, I don't know if I'm willing to pay $22 for Spotify. I'm gonna go to YouTube. Or I'm gonna go here. I think that is where some of those things don't make sense. There's cause and effect. It's not as simple as just let's just raise that. Like they're trying to keep it cheap to rip off artists.
Yeah.
It's not binary like that. Learn economics. So anyway, I just have a beef with like how simplistic a lot of the conversations are. If we're getting into the minutia like this, I think there's great conversations. Yeah. I do think they need to get the bots out of there. I wouldn't mind an inflation adjusted thing. I think here's one more issue is that Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Tidal, they're all trying to keep their competitive advantage. And if Spotify goes from $10 to $20, people are running to Apple.
Yep.
Right?
Because there's options.
That can't happen. That's why I think there needs to be, with the heads of these, for the music industry, all of us are going to agree to do a 30% bump in the subscription fee.
Yeah.
To help artists adjust to inflation, right? And put that out as a press release and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Which is not going.
It could happen. It could. Crazier things have happened historically. You know what I'm saying? With businesses coming together for certain things. But this is one that I think would be really helpful. But
because then they wouldn't have a choice to go to the next one because they're just as high as
right. And I also think music has, look, we used to spend $20 for an album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? An album, a CD, right, that had 20 songs on it. So you pay $1 per song. You get that. That's all you can listen to. You can't listen to anything else.
Right.
Consumers, people who listen to streaming, you get any song, anytime, anywhere, as much as you want for a flat fee. You can pay $20 a month. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, all these factors had to be weighed. Anyway, like I'm giving you probably way too much.
I was gonna say, can I interject?
Please.
Would you also say though that these artists that are complaining about these royalty rates also or the stream rates rather,
yes,
would have to also accept the fact that the money's gonna, especially if you're signed, the increase that you're asking for is going to go to the label, and you're still going to get paid based off of what the label's going to divvy to you.
You're talking about if you're an artist with a label deal?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's another reason why so many artists are like don't understand why they're like their idea of how much money is made from streaming is just based on their bad business practices. Right. So, for example, let's say label is an easy one, right? Because they own your music, you haven't recouped. I don't make anything from streaming. Yeah, that's because you took an advance and you haven't cleared.
All right,
okay.
Give me a challenging example.
Say you got a 50-50 split. Cool. Okay, yeah. So you're actually making 50% of what you actually make from Spotify. Now, here's where it gets really complicated: is your manager might take 20% of your gross. Your business manager might take 5% of your gross. If you have an attorney, they might take 5% of your gross, right? If you have producers, hey bro, I'm trying to. If your producer asks for master points, cool. Like, how many am I giving you? I've seen this model. I'm not saying that this model is like you do business how you want to do business, but if you're down bad and you need free beats, if somebody's willing to do 50-50 on the master side for the beat, you know what I'm saying? Right. You might do that, but guess what? That's you get half the revenue. Yeah. So a lot of times with these artists that are complaining, there's ignorance, and then there's people who are like really kind of like know what kind of money they have coming in, and it's not adding up, and it's because their business is all fucked.
Exactly.
Right.
So, there's a bunch of different scenarios. So yes, that can absolutely be the case. My main pet peeve or beef with the dialogue around this is because there's a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about, putting it into the minds of artists that could have could make a living from it, but they're deterred from pursuing Spotify because there's no money there, or it's rigged system against you. You know what I'm saying? I'm firsthand telling you there is money, bro. Right now I'm bringing in between $4,000 and $5,000 a month from Spotify alone.
That's fire.
Or not Spotify alone, from streaming alone.
Streaming, yeah.
Not talking about the pub side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and I only have right now 370,000 monthly listeners. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm not a huge artist. There's probably everybody watching this might not know who I am. Like, that's totally fine. The middle class of artists exists, and that was made possible initially by streaming.
That's
for
fine.
Sure. So yeah, pursue it.
A thing that a lot of people too, and I love that breakdown. That's why I was letting you run, because people need to hear this, because a lot of people think my thing is, if these same artists that complain about this issue, is if they make a website right now and sell their single for $1, do they think it would actually sell?
No.
So if you think you're going to get a dollar or even a penny,
if you have a lot of bottom funnel fans, it will. If you already have a fan base, and you have bottom funnel fans and you know how to make a website and sell direct to your consumer, you probably know that Spotify makes you money.
Right. You wouldn't. Those aren't the people complaining. Hopefully. The people that are complaining are the people that, with your 2,000 streams, you're probably making $23 anyway, which is like if they didn't have the ability to stream it, they wouldn't purchase it for $1. And I've done this with people, so I know it for a fact.
Yeah.
That they're not selling singles. People aren't going to buy your record because they're like, oh, well, I can't play it on my Apple Music anyway.
Good luck finding a CD player in any car that's come out
Yeah.
post 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even put them in cars anymore, bro.
Right.
But I mean, look, I'm not knocking any strategy. There's people that do it all differently. If you got a lot of bottom funnel fans, you might make a lot of money off of selling records. You might make a lot of money selling direct to fan on, there may be an older demographic. If you're a country artist, maybe selling CDs still really works for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you have a certain thing. However, I don't think that, especially if you're an upcoming artist, I don't think you can afford to not be on Spotify. That's 60% of the streaming listener base. You just want to remove 60% of all people that could listen and discover your music. You can do that if you're dumb.
If you're dumb.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out. We got to send this to Spotify. They're going to give you a check.
They need to. But they've been sending
Well, I was about to say, they're already doing that.
No, it's not just Spotify. I just, again, I just want to dispel that because a lot of people don't know what they're talking about, and I think it's hurting independent artists. I think the dialogue around don't even worry about Spotify doesn't make money. I think that's hurting artists.
Yeah.
That's why I'm passionate about it. If we're talking about the minutia, we can get into specific details. You know what I'm saying? There's gray area there, but let's talk about that. Don't just be like it's worthless to
and not have no like fact behind it.
Yeah. The fact is they just put up the streaming number, and then they go, oh, so the expectation is that you don't have to have scale. Like artists should just be able to make money for just because they make art.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh, like that's not.
It's not how it works.
Not how it works.
Anything.
Anything. Literally anything.
Like because a lot of people think just because a lot of people that influx of startup businesses in 2020, they're like, we're gonna make a business, but it's like, you just made a business because you heard people
Welcome to the real
talk.
world, bro. Welcome to what it means to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 80-hour work weeks and building up from zero revenue to something livable, hopefully within, 2-3 years.
And realizing that nobody actually gives a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Because people have their own bills. You think, because you're starting something, my brother's not supporting me like that. It's not your brother. It's not your brother's purpose to support you. Yeah. That's not your target audience. You got to go further than that.
Yeah, man.
So, let's get back to you. I feel like we just
bro. Listen, I'm here as long as you want me to be here.
Okay.
If y'all are getting tired, we can cut it off. Whatever you want to do.
No.
I'm here.
Good,
I'm passionate
good.
about this stuff. I got as long as y'all want.
No, listen, it's good. So, growing up near Chattanooga, did you spend some time in Chattanooga? I heard it's a little dangerous over there.
I didn't really spend too much time in Chattanooga, honestly. I've been there. There's I used to go to the Tennessee Aquarium or like go to Hamilton Place Mall or like places like that, you know what I'm saying, that are Guitar Center up there.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't spend a lot of time in Chattanooga. There's definitely parts of Chattanooga that are pretty dangerous. But
yeah, I was looking on the list of like most dangerous places, and Chattanooga's on there. I was like, when I drove through there, it was beautiful.
yeah, it depends on what, again,
Yeah,
it depends on what part you go to. I mean, same thing with Nashville, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's pockets of Nashville that are like per capita some of the most dangerous places in the US. But it's like hey, it's like these 6 blocks here.
Yeah, like
you know
just
what I mean?
stay away from those 6 blocks.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
straight if you're like, in Brentwood or something.
Yeah,
Like that's
Brentwood's
not,
fire.
but there's certain places where it's like, yeah.
You got to relax.
Yeah. But I mean that's basically just anywhere.
Anywhere. There's a hood
You know what I'm
everywhere. Type. So so now that you in this space, you're starting a family, you took that leap to, you know what I'm saying, be married and all that stuff. And you have you're part owner of a media company. You also your own management and everything. How do you find time to do all of these? And you have a job, you said, as well.
No. I used to have a job.
Okay,
I've been full-time music for coming up on 6 years.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
I was a digital marketer for that.
Digital marketer for...
I was a company called Assurian.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
building. He worked across the street from that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was a digital marketer over there before I went full-time. And before that, I was like a social media director of a finance company. Yeah.
So it's like you have all of the tools needed from your experience on what you've been doing for what today's artist needs. You would say.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was I mean, I think a lot of artists have that. Honestly, I think I was probably one of the rare ones when I was starting out, when I was 15, 16. I think that's just kind of, you were talking about content creators. It's like, well, I mean, like, unless you have somebody who's going to make content for you to post once a day, you got to figure out how to do that. You got to figure out how to write caption copy. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out how to, what time should I post?
Yeah.
How often should I post? You got to learn, you know.
Do you pay
social
attention to
media
that
marketing.
stuff?
I used to a lot more, bro. I used to be really, really in the weeds on all the technical stuff. But you know, more and more, man, I feel just drawn to just the art and keeping the art pure. And like, I definitely still look at analytics if there's something, but I used to be obsessed with them. So nowadays, man, I'm just kind of like living my life, and like whatever numbers happen, the numbers happen. I just want to make the stuff I want to make, find the people that it resonates with, and yeah, I try to keep the art as pure as possible. Once you figure out the commerce side of it and you hit a certain level, you can just be like, all right, cool. Like, now let it
happen.
Yeah.
Cause my fiance, she's like, she does like brand deals and affiliate marketing stuff.
Fire.
And she's always like, oh, I need to post at this time. And I just be like, just let it fly when it fly. Like, I feel like if you get too caught up on that, you make it like a job now. Now it's not fun anymore.
Can definitely get that way. Now I do think there is value to diving deep into that stuff at some point, because there's a lot of little gems and techniques that you can uncover in order to really help your career.
Yeah.
Because the reality is most artists are not doing that kind of deep dive. And so you can give yourself a pretty significant competitive advantage. I mean, there were times I got really good at running ads, you know, Facebook and Instagram ads in like 2019, 2020. And yeah, I was a digital marketer. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I was setting up like straight up marketing funnels within ads. So I'd serve them like top of funnel content, which is content to gate people into this ecosystem, right? And then I would have retargeting. So if you watched 75% or more of this video, right? So I know you can, like, I did that. Then I'm gonna retarget you with the same song, different video piece, right? Then what I'm gonna do from there is, once I will build a custom audience off of this. So so this piece of content, people who watch 50% or more of this piece of content, I'm going to make a custom audience, which is now I can retarget anybody that has watched 50% or more. And then I can take that data set. When that data set gets big enough, I can create a lookalike audience off of that. So now what that'll do is, let's say I got 10,000 people. I've served it up to enough people that 10,000 people have watched 50% or more of this video. All right, now what it's going to do is, because it's linked to your email, right? Your Facebook account and Instagram account, and your stuff's tracked all over the internet, by the way.
Right.
That 10,000, it's going to basically say, what are the common points of these 10,000 people that seem to be interested in your stuff? Okay, cool. We're going to make this one archetype, one
like a
person.
Character.
Yeah, a character, right? Your target market, and then it is going to, the lookalike audience is that.
Yeah.
Then it's going to find people that match that description, not even based on anything else.
Right.
There's a lookalike audience. So this is like a little deeper. It's not rocket science, but like, it's deeper marketing knowledge. But that type of stuff is really, really effective, because huge difference, bro, in a 5 cent cost per click and 10 cent cost per click. It doesn't sound like that much, but it's 100% more money. So I can either spend $2,000 and get this result, you know what I'm saying, or $4,000 and get the same result. It's like that's why the optimization is important if you want to scale.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy that it's crazy to have that knowledge as an artist, though. And I feel like that's your advantage, on top of being like dope at what you do. Like, that's an advantage there, because, I hear LaRussell talking about, you know who LaRussell is?
Yeah.
He talks about running ads. He's always saying, like, make sure you're running ads. And how you broke it down is like, so I do graphic design. So I just got a client. He got a CRM business.
Okay.
So I just learned what that is, and what you just explained.
Yeah.
Because having this client, I never knew about it until I have him.
Yeah.
And what you just explained is what he does, though.
Yeah.
So that's like doing that, like
digital
refunneling.
marketing, bro. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, we in there advertising.
Bro, that's insane, because it's easier then people make it if you learn how to do it.
Yeah, anything new you learn, you're going to experience frustration from not knowing it. You're going to hear terms and you're going to be like, I don't know what this is.
Right.
But dude, that's the necessary part with
Right.
anything you do. Literally. So if when you're presented with the uncomfortability of like, oh, I don't know this, it seems like a lot. If you can just when you feel that, literally go, oh, that's my signal to go, to just do it consistently for a month.
Right.
There you are. I like when I started working at that finance company, I was fresh out of high school, not high school. I'm sorry,
I was about to
college.
say,
No,
Jesus
my
Christ.
bad. Fresh out of college, and I had always wanted to get into stocks. Like, and now I'm around people. You know, I'm the youngest person in this corporate office, and people are talking about their stock portfolios, and I'm like, man, like I want to learn that, right? So I started watching some YouTube, and I'm like, I don't know what this stuff is.
Yeah, just
Like,
the terms.
Like literally, what is that? What
What's
what is a stock? What does that mean? What is a stock? Oh, it's part ownership in a company. Okay, well, I'll probably forget that here in the next 20 minutes. But you know what? When I watch my video tomorrow, I'll hear that again.
Right.
I hear that again, and eventually, you know what I'm saying? 6 months down. I mean, it don't even take 6 months, but I'm just saying, like 6 months down the road, like I'm reading stock charts. You know what I'm saying? I'm building like investment strategies.
It's a
You
muscle.
know what I'm saying?
It's like working out a muscle. Like,
Yeah, and then though you just become competent.
Yeah.
So then you actually don't have any more fear around it. You just had to break through that. And I think that a lot of people hit that wall and are just so turned off by the suffering that comes with like
failure.
failure and also just having to like, you know, push through something that they don't take it beyond that.
I want to expound upon that because I have in my Muay Thai class.
Oh, you do Muay Thai?
I just say I'm in that.
I do jiu-jitsu. I used to do MMA and wrestling as well.
Really?
Yeah.
fine.
So I'm in that uncomfortable phase, and so I because of my life and scheduling, I get there when you get there and not. But I say that to say my coach was talking about basically the 4 steps of learning, and it was like a book or something. But he basically, I believe it's like 4 steps, and the first step, there's like certain terms I can't remember verbatim, but basically is ignorantly, like you're ignorant to the fact that you don't know, and then,
Right.
like what
Dunning-Kruger effect. You ever heard of that?
You put it, expound it.
No, I'll let you finish. Dunning-Kruger effect is the proclivity for people who don't know enough about something to overestimate their knowledge in something, right? Because then you have to do it enough to realize how much you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then you have the actual opposite effect when you become an expert. You start to actually think you don't know that much about a topic. Not that you don't know it, but you don't feel like you're an expert because you had this false assumption that everybody else
knows what
what you know.
I just
because
had that.
because you've done it for a decade, so you're like, oh yeah, that's like common knowledge. But it's like not to people who aren't in that ecosystem. Anyway,
No, you're good. That's actually interesting because it's kind of connected to that, but it's like, well, I guess that's like more of like a philosophical a theory, more of a theory, I guess. But it's basically like 4 steps. Is basically you don't know that you don't know, and then you do know that you don't know, and then you start to know. And then you realize that there's more to know, which then reverts you back to the cycle at the beginning,
to start
and
over.
you never get to the point of full knowledge of
And
whatever
that's what we
it
were
is.
talking about.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to that full knowledge because then my theory is you get to that full amount of knowledge, then it's like you stop learning, and then
Well,
it's
you
like
can't. That's the thing. It's like there's no such thing as a
Well,
full.
there's no. Well, I guess maybe it depends on the discipline. But here's what I think happens. I think you hit a certain level of mastery that your ideas start to become original. So, for example, if in Muay Thai, right? So, like once you learn teeps, you know what I'm saying. Once you learn the basics of boxing, boom, you start working this up, shin conditioning, all these different things, right? At some point, you're like, oh, this combination
I can start coming up with my own
effective, right? But it's within a rule framework.
Yeah, because you can't,
within a
you can't
rule
break
framework.
the rules.
So I mean, no, I'm not saying rules of Muay Thai. I'm saying rules as in like don't cross your feet when you move, like right,
Like the
boxing.
fundamental, like
Yeah. Fundamental. So there are ways in which Muay Thai works.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, or best practices. But there are ways in which you can break that. So, but you have to understand them first. You know, that's the trope. You got to know the rules to be able to break them.
Exactly.
And I think that's true. If you want to break them effectively, if you don't know the rules and you don't know why you're deciding to break a rule, then you just get yeah, you gonna get that check hook. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, but I think you hit a certain level of mastery where then all of a sudden you then become a pioneer. So you're constantly learning and trying new things that are now original.
Yeah.
And I think that happens in art as well. I think that's when an artist really starts to find their sound,
Yeah.
right? Because you have to imitate, you know, you're like, why does this sound so good? Oh, I want to sound like that. Even subconsciously, you're going to want to sound like
Right.
your favorite artist, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to make music that affects you in that way. But at some point, I find that you click into a place where you give yourself permission to be creative, and you have enough tools to then be like, you know what, bro? Flanger on the 808. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My song, Right When It Stick, flanger on the 808. We're giving a weird, spacey sound. I'm going to spread it.
And that's
808 not in the center.
That's what he was
You know,
telling me.
like-
Like when you know the terminology to things, it's easier to like explain like your
communicate.
creativity in the studio. Yeah.
Because with me being in engineering, that was one thing is like you would see people come in and be like, I want it to sound like that. I'm a producer, or like we come in with an artist and they'd be like to tell the engineers like I want it to sound like that, that is, or that. And it's like, but they don't know how
to say like what
it is. So
yeah.
it's just like you don't really even, the engineers like they don't even really, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
dude, whatever, but they're not really doing it because you don't know. But if you would have came in and you say I wanted to do this, then they'll do exactly
they would
that.
know what to do.
Well, I'll say too, I think that's a benefit of learning a broad amount of skills. I think you should be a jack of all trades and master of a couple, because then you can speak the language. So for me, for example, I have all these skill sets that relate to music. I'm primarily an artist, but I've done everything in the entire workflow. So that being said, when I have an artistic vision about something, I can voice where I want it to go with people that have more technical knowledge in that area, but I speak the language.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that allows me to actually have my creativity in every level of the.
And you have more control,
yeah,
essentially.
Yep.
Man, it's been a pleasure here. We can talk forever.
Whatever you want to do.
We can talk
We
forever.
can wrap it up if you want.
That's what you didn't do, right?
Yeah,
Wrap it up.
that's right. Yeah, no, not once I had the ring, baby.
Yeah, nah, yeah.
For
nah.
what?
For
Right,
what?
for what?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Let
I
it
gotta
let it flow.
Bring some young Nate Roses into the.
Those aren't some bad kids. I'm not gonna lie. That's got some smart kids coming.
Let's go.
So, but no, I appreciate your time, man, coming through with us and talking. Like I said, we got so much more to talk about with you, man. And the album that we're not saying the name about, man, that's gonna be amazing. I already know it. And I
Yeah,
love.
off camera, I'll play you some if you want to hear it.
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah,
you got this fucking
Yeah,
setup.
I'm in here.
So, wow, I didn't expect that, but that's hard. That's hard. We can't release that footage though.
I'm saying, and I got to start doing this. I got to start shouting out, man. Shout out MTSU alumni,
Bruh,
MTSU. There's a value that I'm now seeing it. I'm seeing it.
Whether
Whether
who Daisha McBride,
shot by
Nate
C,
Rose, shot by C,
me like
Take
Take
Keith.
Keith.
take it.
Tay Keith, oh my god.
We got Bella Moon.
Brittany Spencer is going stupid right now. If you know Brittany Spencer.
I don't know who that is. Let's write that down.
Yep.
Spencer.
Julian Baker, also going crazy. You know Julian Baker? Yeah, dude. Some NTSU. We got some hitters. I mean, I'm naming people that really got like millions and
No, that's
millions
what I'm
of
saying.
monthly
Like
listeners.
that's what I'm saying. Write this down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's up,
shout
bro.
out TSU, bro.
I wish I would have stayed more connected. I'm gonna have to tune back in. So that's why I'm glad.
We here.
Appreciate
Yeah, no,
it.
that's dope. But if people do not know or are not familiar with what you got going on, if you could let the people know where to find you, listen to you, all that.
Yep. Yeah. I'm Nate Rose, man. You can pretty much search me wherever. Nate Rose Music on all social handles. So, anywhere I exist, you'll find me at Nate Rose Music. It's Rose like the flower, not Rose and bleachers. Believe it or not, people have made that mistake.
Like ROWS. That's
Or,
hilarious. Or a row.
yeah, you feel me? Or a row, you feel me?
English is terrible, but it's good for rap.
He
though.
got the pun. He got the pun. My boy picked up on a pun cut. Yeah.
That's Nate Pun.
Yes, man.
But nah, man, appreciate you coming through, man.
Sorry, dude. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do this again anytime.
No, yeah, we definitely need another conversation. But thank y'all for tuning in. Cruise Control Radio, home. Make sure you get your membership. This is the only place you need to be. Till the next episode. My outros.
All right, run the fave for the Ohio comment.
Yo, nah, you told me all this. Yeah, I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, good.